Sutta Mahamuni began telling the sages, led by Shaunaka, King Parikshit's son Janamejaya once decided to perform a great sacrifice at Kurukshetra along with his brothers Shutasena, Ugrasena, and Bhimasena. During this yagina, a little puppy wandered into the sacrificial ground, playing around. The puppy was Sarameya, the son of the divine being Sarama. When Janamejaya's brothers drove the puppy away harshly, the little one went crying to its mother. Sarama asked, "My son, who has beaten you?" The puppy replied, "Janamejaya's brothers." Thinking her son might have been mischievous, Sarama asked again, but the puppy said, "No, mother, I did nothing wrong. I did not even touch the sacred offerings." Filled with grief and anger, Sarama went to Janamejaya and cursed him. "Your brothers, without cause, have beaten my innocent child. Those who harm the helpless and the innocent suffer sudden calamities. You too shall face unexpected misfortune." Shaken by this curse, Janamejaya returned to Hastinapura in sorrow. Later, while hunting in the forest, he met the sage Shutasravas and accepted his son, the pure and virtuous Somashravas, as his royal priest. Around this time, with the great ascetic Udanka, disciple of the sage Pala. Through devoted service, Udanka had attained immense knowledge and mystical powers. One day, Pala was leaving for a sacrifice and asked Udanka to watch over his household. Soon after, the women of the house came to Udanka and asked him to fulfill his guru's wife's desire, for she was in her period and wished for his company. Udanka, true to Dharma, firmly refused. When Pala returned and learned of this, he was pleased with Udanka's righteousness, blessed him with great powers, and allowed him to leave the ashrama. Before departing, Udanka asked what he might give as Guru Dakshina. Pala directed him to ask his wife. She said, "I have undertaken a sacred vow. On the 4th day, I must feed Brahmins while wearing the earrings of Queen of King Posha. Bring me those earrings." Respectfully accepting, Udanka set out. On the way, he encountered a mighty bull with a radiant being seated upon it, who asked him to eat the dung of the bull. At first, Udanka refused, but the being explained that his guru himself had once eaten it and it was divine. Udanka obeyed and consumed it, unknowingly partaking of sacred Amrita. Reaching King Pasha's palace, Udanka requested the earrings. The king told him to go inside and ask the queen. Entering, Udanka could not see her. Angry, he accused the king of falsehood. Pasha explained, "My queen is a great pativrata. She cannot be seen by one who is impure." Udanka realized he had performed Achamana incorrectly while standing. He purified himself, repeated the ritual properly, and then the queen appeared before him. Honoring him as a guest, she gave him the earrings but warned, "Beware, the serpent king Taksaka desires these earrings and may steal them." Udanka proudly declared that Taksaka could never take them from him. But while returning, a wandering ascetic appeared, vanished, and reappeared before him. As Udanka stopped at a pond to perform Achamana, he placed the earrings down. The ascetic snatched them and fled. Chasing him, Udanka saw him reveal his true form. It was Taksaka himself. The serpent king slipped into the earth and vanished into the Naga realm. Udanka followed him and entered the subterranean world of the Nagas. There he prayed to Ananta, Vasuki, Taksaka, Airavata, and others, but Taksaka would not appear. Then Udanka beheld a wondrous vision. 2 maidens weaving a divine cloth with black and white threads, 6 youths turning a 12-spoked wheel, and a mighty being seated upon a horse. Realizing this was a cosmic vision, Udanka offered hymns in praise. The great being on the horse, Parjanya himself, pleased with his devotion, said, "Blow into this horse's ear." Udanka did so, and from the horse's ears burst forth blazing fire that scorched the entire Naga realm. Terrified, Taksaka rushed forth and returned the earrings. Grateful but distressed that time had been lost, Udanka lamented he had failed his guru's wife's vow, but the great being said, "Mount this horse, it shall carry you instantly." As Udanka mounted, he was transported in a moment to his guru's house, just as the guru's wife was finishing her bath. Joyfully, she received the earrings, completed her vow, and blessed him. Udanka narrated all that had happened. Sage Pela explained the vision. The maidens were Data and Vidhata, weaving day and night. The black and white threads are night and day. The wheel with 12 spokes is the year, turned by the 6 seasons. The horse was Agni. The great being was Parjanya, and the bull you met was Airavata, with Indra seated upon him. What you consumed was no mere dung, but immortal nectar. By Indra's grace you prevailed over Taksaka. Though Udanka had succeeded, his heart still burned with anger at Taksaka, who had delayed him, so he went to King Janamejaya and said, "O king, Taksaka is the one who treacherously killed your noble father Parikshit Maharaj with his venom. He obstructs Dhanama, harms the righteous, and now has wronged me too. Avenge your father. Perform a great snake sacrifice, Sarpa Yajna, so that Taksaka and the race of serpents may be destroyed." Hearing these words, Janamejaya resolved to undertake the terrible Sarpa Yajna. For more Mahabharata videos, like, share, subscribe, Marvelous Epic Stories.